Hi guys and welcome to the channel. Today we are reviewing the album Blink-182 One More Time. This is possibly their greatest album. In fact, I'm going to go on record and say this is the best Blink-182 album they have ever made. There are going to be some people over there that watch this video that want to spit in my face. You should just subscribe and like the video. You're not going to find me. You may find me. I'm not that hard. You can track my IP address or some shit. Anyway, if you care that deep, this channel's probably for you. And if you don't, you should probably just like this video anyway. So I'm going to review albums on this channel. I thought I'd start with my favorite album of the year, which is Blink-182 One More Time. And it is that fucking good. This is the first Blink-182 album since Neighborhoods. Yeah, that's right. I said what I said. The other two don't fucking count. This is probably the most rounded piece of work. When I call it the best album, I'm not calling it my favourite album. It's not my favourite Blink-182 album. That's a toss-up between Enema of State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and I still can't split the best Blink-182 album. But I also like Untitled and I also like Dude Ranch, and I could listen to all of the albums except Neighborhoods because it's distinctively average. Again, I'm sorry if I've offended anybody with that, but it is a bit average, isn't it? There's some great tracks on it. But the reason I picked this as the best album, I just did a burp there, and that was really disgusting. It's on camera. I'm not fucking starting again. I need to stop drinking this shit. The reason I'm going as the best album is because every track on this album is brilliant. There isn't a bad song. I mean, I'm going to spoil the end of this video because you can see where the rating's going. It's fucking high. So the way the format of this video works, it's the good, the bad, and the rating. You see, it's like a little play on good, the bad, and the ugly. Clever that, isn't it? So, the good. Well, everything about this album is, for me, good. There isn't much bad on the album. Now, the good things is it's great to have all three, the original, well, not the original, sorry, Scott Rayner. Sorry. He's not sat in my kitchen. I'm apologising in case Scott Rayner's randomly watching this video. Love that guy. But it's got the three back together that we class as Blink-182. Love Skiba, but it's not Blink-182 with him in it. It's the first album they've done in a long time, and it feels like Enema of State grown up with the cheekiness of the Take Off Your Pants and Jackets, like Happy Holidays, You Bastard, with a bit of the darkness, but not emo enough that came in the Untitled album. And it just feels like the perfect balance of everything. The production on this album is so good. Travis Barker has done a world-class job. I saw the Zane Lowe interview before the album was released, and I thought, you're hyping it up. Tom DeLonge came out and said, this is the best album we've ever done. I thought, it's not going to be the best album. Everyone says that. No one comes out and goes, well, this album's pretty shit. Not as good as Dude Ranch. It's better than Untitled. Nobody says that shit. They come out and say it's the best album. It's the best songs. But it is the best, most rounded album Blink-182 have done. And I would love to know if anyone looking at it objectively would go that actually there's a more polished album that they've done where every song actually works really well. I know some people didn't like One More Time, the song itself, but I think real Blink-182 fans and new Blink-182 fans will appreciate that song. I think there is a small minority of people who think that it's too slow, but when you know what they've been through and you know the friendships together, I want to cry. I want to cry when that song comes on. Not like too much, but like just a normal level for a 33-year-old man with kids. I just cry normal level. So in the good, the bad, and the rating, we also look about what the best tracks are on each album. Now, there's a lot to pick from. Again, that is quite subjective to which is the best on the album. I love Bad News. I think it is brilliant. I love Dance With Me. I think that is a great track. And I love Blink Wave. But the standout song for me on this album has got to be Anthem Part 3. There is no way in the world that they should have wrote a third song in that little franchise. I did another video about franchises, about Lethal Weapon, but if you're here for Blink, you're probably not here for Lethal Weapon. And if you are, you probably will and should subscribe to this channel. Anthem Part 3 is better by a mile than Anthem Part 1 and 2. And I'm going to say it, and people are going to disagree, but you're wrong and I'm right. Musically, lyrically, it's so good. That third verse where Mark Hoppus is like, no one gave a fuck that you die. Honestly, it's like, I'm 33, but I'm the same 14-year-old that was riding around on my bike, listening to Take Off Your Pants and Jacket on my Walkman, tucked into my hoodie. Like, it takes me all the way back there. It's such like a good song. The drums of it just feels like old school, like Dude Ranch, Cheshire Cat vibes, like just hardcore drums. I'm clearly not a drummer, you can tell, because I could probably do a better understanding of drums, but it just sounds fucking good, doesn't it? It just sounds like proper old school punk before everything became sort of polished on Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, Enema Estate-ish. It just sounds old school Blink-182. Travis has done a great job on that. But lyrically, I think it's a great song, and it's just such, everything about it, the chorus is such a sing-along chorus, but lyrically it's very good as well. So that's going to be the best. Now, this is hard because I've got to pick bad things on this album. I don't think any of it is bad, personally. And I've got to pick a worse track as well, which is going to be a struggle. So, the bad. Fuckface, maybe, if you're more mature and you don't like silly lyrics, but I think most Blink-182 fans, I think if you're a new Blink-182 fan that's sort of in their teens and early 20s and maybe not heard the back catalogue, I'm sure you have, but most people that have would like it, I think. It's just, it's a flavour of what Blink-182 are. They might not like that. Again, some people don't like One More Time, but I disagree. There's not really a lot bad. The bad is that it's 50 minutes with all 19 tracks. I'd love it to be double the time. But if it was double the time, it'd probably a lot of filler. And there's a lot of killer. Yeah, it's a Sum 41 reference. It's the worst track on the album, for me, is maybe Hurt. I don't know. I don't think it is a bad track. I really don't. Hurt is a good track. So is Terrified. I know a lot of my friends think Terrified is 2 Boxcar Racer. I know it's a Boxcar Racer before you put it in the fucking comments. But people think it sounds too much like it. But I think with Hurt as well, Hurt sounds like something that should have been on We Don't Need to Whisper. But both work with this. It feels like everything amalgamated, everything comes together, and actually everyone's at peace with one another after what happened with Mark. And I just think that it almost feels like the right thing. I think Terrified, if I'm gonna have to pick a track, I'd go with Terrified being the worst. And I'm only saying with what one of my friends said, as he said, it just feels like it's a little bit too dark for the rest of the album. I don't agree with that, but I've got to pick a track. So that's what I'm going for. Again, what's your worst track? What's your least favourite on the album? I think mine is more of a least favourite rather than what's the worst track. So to finalise this video, I'm going to rate. Now, my rating system goes from 0 to 10, and I'm allowed to use point something along the scale. This album is, for me, flawless. I've listened to this album since the release. I would wish I was lying when I said this, at least 2 times a day, every day. On the way to work, on the way home from work, and sometimes a few times. The kids know the album. My wife, girlfriend, we're not married. I'm just showing off. We're not married. But we've got kids, so she can't leave me. But I would say this is a solid 9. 9. Yeah, 9. I think this album is a 9. I'm trying to think about not just a Blink-182 fan. I'm thinking as like just in general, like if I wasn't biased that I love Blink-182, that I would say this album is right up there. Lyrically, it's one of the best. It still captures the essence of those original Blink albums that evoke emotions and make you feel like a teenager again. It captures a new audience. I think it's as perfect as Blink-182 will get. Yeah, 9.2. 9.2. I think that's more realistic. What do you rate it, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, then you're a fucking sad fucker, but thank you. You should be subscribed by now because, well, you're sad enough to be here. Please let me know. I told you, basically put your whole life in the comments from what I'm asking you to do, but please let me know if there's any other albums you'd like me to review. My degree's in music, by the way, so I do like listening to music and I don't really have a preference. of genre. But if you give me something dubstep, I will politely say fuck you. I won't be listening to that shit. But any other genre, I'm happy to listen to. But yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Richard. Probably going to rename the channel because at the moment I don't know what the fuck this channel is. But thank you for watching.